All right, so we started there. Check the YouTube real quick. Are we live on the YouTube? Yeah, we go on YouTube. Oh, man. Well, good evening, good day, good afternoon, good morning. All depends on where you're at. Welcome to another episode of the USFL Presents the Owner's Box. The only PS4 CFM live talk show that I know of in the Madden community. The only league with our own show. Episode, I think this will be number 24. Myself, Marc Gates, and my co-host Ty. The Giants, spanked me last week in the game of the week. Well deserved. He came out locked and loaded. I came out bullshitting around. Didn't think, thought I could just go ahead and just get another easy win. He came out here and proved me wrong. Shout out to him. I think what week are we in, Ty? Like week 14, 15?
It's 15.
Week 15. I know we got a lot of good games.
Yes.
Yeah, it feels good to be back. I mean, we haven't done this one in almost a month, I think. Compared, I think it was like damn near a month for the last one.
About a month, and it feels good not to be doing it from the office.
Yeah, right. And it's the first time you're not at the office, Right. So, where you want to go at? Where you want to start?
You know what? Yeah, we could touch on our game meeting. You talked about a little bit, like you said. It's funny when you were talking about it before the show started, about how often we play each other. So, sometimes the game loses luster. And I know you said this to Eagles and a bunch of other people that, hey, man, like to you, it's like a big game. To me, it's week 10. You said something on those lines, but
yeah,
I got to admit.
Boone's line, too, by the way. That's the line Boone told his brother, Drew, when Drew beat him. So when he told me that, I was like, yeah, that's a classic. Like, I'm taking that, So that's Boone's line.
Well, it was a classic. I mean, I get that. But, I mean, when you play 5-6 seasons of this game and you do play the same matchups, you do got to find different ways to keep yourself motivated. Some people, so it doesn't become monotonous, so it doesn't become just another game. So I do got to admit, even though we play each other a decent amount, I do always circle that game because me and you always laugh and talk about this. I feel like, and I've always felt like this, I'm the Rocky Dangerfield of this league. It's proven what I can do when I'm focused, but typically picked against. I'm typically not considered in the upper echelon. I'm typically not looked at, hey, well, who do you think's going in the NFC? Well, I know I'm there and this, that, and the third. So I know you do have that mindset when you play me like, hey, man, like this dude hasn't beaten me in a minute. I got this. So to come out there and say, hey, brother, I'm here, man, it's a good feeling. At the same time, it's one game. It really doesn't mean nothing if nothing comes from it. I don't make the playoffs, so I go home early. So,
but again, man, I mean, the reason, you've been in Super Bowls and you've been in the playoffs consistently. I know you had a couple rough seasons, but the games you lose aren't really blowouts, and if they are, it's just based on, like you said, you just jumping on out of rhythm, things like that. I don't think that goes for everybody. A lot of guys in this league. I know me and Boone just talked about it yesterday on the phone. Like, he has had a time, he just jumps on the game and tries to figure it out and tries to adjust. So that's real hard to try to win games like that, man. Especially when guys have been like running schemes and things like that. Like I'm doing it now. I'm just jumping on and adjusting on the fly and just I get it.
It's funny. I'm glad you said that because we covered this a while ago, and I said for the West Coast guys, I don't make no excuses because I don't make excuses when I win, so I ain't gonna make it when I lose. But just like you said, it's tough, man. Like, I get home at 7:30 PST. It's 10:30 EST. Dude's been home for 4 or 5 hours and ran 2 or 3 lobby games, then practiced to set up their roster. The sticks warm. They feeling good. They got a full stomach. I'm coming in here ice cold, bubble guts. Trying to adjust my damn depth chart real quick. Trying to hurry up and sim and get my stuff. And don't know how my quarterback's feeling that day until I get in the game and somebody's going upside my head and the shit's over before it started. I'm like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, it's hard. You can't win games like that. I mean, because it's 32 owners and everybody's not taking no time off. The show is going. Nobody wants to be on the get together list. It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things contribute to that. So It's hard to just jump on, even for top tier guys, to just jump on and think they're going to win some games. Eventually, you can do it for so long. I know you can't do that in the playoffs. Ain't no way that's going to work in the playoffs.
Yes, and then the other thing for me in particular is I get the itis from time to time. If you notice, when I have nice wins, turnovers are 0 to minimal. If you notice, when I lose, turnovers are prevalent. It's real simple for me. It's a formula. But see, that contributes to inconsistency or consistency, depending on how you want to look at it. I can consistently play at a top-notch high level when I don't turn the ball over. When I have, and look, everybody, especially this late in Madden, when corners are developed, everybody's going to throw 1 or 2 picks. The problem with me is I won't throw 1 or 2 picks. I'll throw 4 or 5. And when you're playing certain, caliber dudes, it's tough enough giving them 2 extra possessions. Like, I give a guy like you 5 extra, turnovers. I don't really see any kind of wacko in that game. Like, it's impossible, I think, at that point.
Yeah. I mean, even when we played, I had 5 interceptions. That's like, I'm not even trying to.
And then it's like, well, me and Boone was talking about this when he played Redskins. Then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're already not feeling it. You're already going the wrong way. You have to vacate part of your your game plan. You have to throw the ball. You're not throwing it well, but you have to throw it even more. It's like nothing good's going to come from that. Like, that shit used to kick my ass for a while. I get down big early. I got to throw the ball. That plays into what he wants to do. I can't catch him off balance. I can't play action. I can't run it. I just got to throw in his coverage. It just turnover.
Yeah, it's a repeating cycle, especially when you're down 14, maybe 20. You can't run draws at this point. It's like, you're running, you're getting 2 yards, 1 yard. It's like, I got to get up the field. I got to try to get this thing up. You know what I'm saying?
For real. And then I think, like we talked about it with our game, there's certain points in the game you never panic when you're down if you've been down before, and you don't panic. But there are certain points in the game, like we talked about it in our game before the half, where you feel like it's kind of a make or break moment, even though you're not panicking. Like, either you can get kind of back in it quickly, or like you might knock yourself out of it, and you take them chances. And when it works, it's great. But when it doesn't work, it's like it made a bad situation worse.
Yeah, high risk, high reward. For sure, man. Give me I kind of spoke about it the episode earlier in the week when I did it myself. Give me your take on both sides of the league right now.
Okay, before I do that, I want to give my boy Drizzy Dre all day, for Cleveland Browns a shout out. Me and him shopping it up earlier. He was excited for a owner's box because he had a huge win over Green Bay.
Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about it. I was just trying to build up to it. Yeah, no doubt.
Great game of the week. And he was like, hey, Ty, I might try to join y'all later on, man, because I'm pretty hyped for owner's box coming off a big win. So let me look at the AFC side, and I will break.
If you want to touch on that first, we can touch on that.
You know what? It was a great game. Like, nobody had nothing to be ashamed of. Like, obviously, somebody's got to lose. I think both teams played clean. I think each team had 3 turnovers, but they weren't bad reads and ugly turnovers. Like, to me, there's 2 different types of turnovers. There's times you throw the ball and the guy's a little bit open, and the reaction time of the defender or the user is so good that they make a good play. And to me, I don't consider that a bad turnover. Like, it wasn't. And then there's times you throw at somebody and there's 3 people and I'm just like, what the hell are you doing? Or you're trying to bullet it, but you get that dumbass loft animation and that shit just hangs in the air. You know nothing good is going to happen. So it was a good, clean game. I was a little worried at the beginning. Green Bay got out to a fast start, 10-0, but, Dre kept his composure and he kept at it and he stuck to what he did. And it was a great game going all the way down to the 4th. That game could go either way. If them dudes play 10 times, that's probably 5-5.
Right. How was Kai? I didn't get a chance to see that game. How did Kaiser play that game? Because to me, we always when we talk to him, or I talk to him, I always say the key is in his quarterback and how his quarterback plays.
He was efficient. He wasn't spectacular, but he didn't kill Cleveland. He kind of managed the game really well. He made smart plays. His running game was okay, but it wasn't overpowering. Pyle plays good run D, so the run. Cleveland's run game wasn't overpowering. His pass game wasn't overpowering. It was a low-scoring game. It was 17-13, I want to say. But when Cleveland needed to make a big play, he made it. So he managed the game well. and he kept himself in until the end, and he pulled ahead.
Okay. Yeah, and you know, playing Green Bay, you know, the key for him, you know, and it's funny we talked about it. Again, man, boom, we talked about a couple of things the other day. It's his running back, man. His running back means you can and spin the whole team, and you know what I'm saying. Like if you get locked down and key on that, I think you can, you know, control the game against him. And then the question is, does, you know, after this season, if Aaron Rodgers does retire, he decides to play another season, what type of team does he have after that? Does, you know, because we see how strong it is in his situation over in New England. Well, he has the talent, but for some reason he doesn't have the same ball placement. Because I know that he'll say like, "Oh, Aaron Rodgers' throwing power is down, but his ball placement is still top notch." You know what I'm saying? So.
You know what? It's funny because he actually was saying something different in the chat. He felt differently. He was saying that in addition to his throw power being down, he's kind of got that Peyton and Eli late in the end of their career noodle arm thing where the ball's kind of not quite where it needs to be. I mean, I don't know, though. I'll say this. If you're strong, like obviously he groomed a replacement to Brady. Obviously, after Eli, I thought I had a replacement for Webb. He wasn't ready. He's decent now, but I mean, I paid for it. I don't know what Green Bay's done to groom anybody. So it could be some tough times. I don't even know who his backup is. I don't know if he's drafting any quarterbacks. I don't know. I mean, I've seen him asked to trade for a quarterback, but I don't think he's done nothing to prepare for that. And I don't know how old Rodgers is on the game, but I got to imagine he's probably 36, 37.
Yeah. So if he is there, only that, then he could probably play almost 5 more seasons. You know what I'm saying? Because Brady played way past the time we thought he was going to play.
It's weird because every year in Madden, the same quarterbacks that play for a long time play for a long time. Like Drew Brees always plays for like multiple Madden seasons. Tom Brady does. Aaron Rodgers does. Eli's old ass always sticks around. Roethlisberger sticks around. Like if you notice the last 3 or 4 Maddens, the dudes can go a good 7, 8 Madden seasons.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he might be fine. You know what I'm saying? He might be fine. I know that I need to find a young replacement myself. It's time to look to the future with my quarterback situation. I like Luck, but I never fell in love with him. So
I know, I can tell. I can tell. How old is Luck?
He's in his 30s. He's in his 30s. He has like 3 more years on his contract. I'm gonna keep him, but I'm not in love with him. You know
because I know when you had Ryan, you talked. It was a lot different for you in terms of when you felt about your quarterback play than with Luck. Which is odd because it's Andrew Luck. Then again, maybe all of the real life injuries and shit, you know, are taking its toll on him in the game in terms of his ratings and his stature and how he's affected.
Because I did. My bad. Again, we haven't officially worked on PR training as a unit. You know what I'm saying? Even after a month off, Ty, they still can't do PR. You know what I'm saying? That's all right. So yeah, give me my fault. Give me a breakdown of both sides of the conferences. Like I said, I got a chance to do it last episode earlier in the week. So let me get your breakdown. I mean, you got a couple reality checks and things that I did because I know, you talk about it a lot, but we didn't get a chance to like do it together on the show. So,
wow. Okay, so I'll start with the AFC. I'll look at the first 7 teams and give a brief breakdown. I won't belabor the point. Raiders is the 1 seed. They're tied with the Jets, both the 13-1. 2 kind of entirely different teams. Raiders is always going to bring good D. I don't know, based on something I read in the chat earlier, Khalil Mack got hurt, which could be big for Aaron. Because I heard him comment that he wanted Mack back, so I don't know if that meant he got hurt. But if it did, that could be huge. That's a lot of his pressure.
That's his defense. That's the heart of his defense right there.
Yeah, that could be huge. But you know what Raiders is going to bring to the table. He wants to run. I don't care if it's 95-year-old Jeremy Hill. I don't care who the running back is. He wants a strong power run game. He'll mix in a little bit of play action. He'll throw a deep one from time to time to keep you honest. He wants to control the clock, and he plays good sound D. It's nothing flashy, it's nothing explosive, but it's consistent and it gets it done. Raiders like me, hey, you know what? Plays well, but you know, is he gonna be able to go all the way? Jets, Cletus is doing what Cletus does. Yeah, he beat Joe today 65-0. I don't know what it is about Buffalo, but that's like a guaranteed 60 or 70 every time those two play. Yeah. It's something about Beasley. Jets just beats the hell out of them. But firing on all cylinders, man. That guy's secondary is dangerous. Everybody in that secondary is on the AFC defensive, like, back.
They're all on steroids. They're all, like, superstarred up. You know what I'm saying? Quick development up. They all juked up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I am not exaggerating. I was looking at the awards today, and I looked at the AFC, and he's got Jamal Adams in there, Rayshawn Rainey, and 2 other cornerbacks. So basically 3 cornerbacks and a safety. So his entire secondary is like in the top 6 or 7. So he's got a dangerous D. On offense, he's not ever really going to do anything to kill himself. Like, you're rarely going to see a 3 or 4 interception game out of Cleveland. So he's always a threat. The Browns is impressing the hell out of me. I've been watching Dre like a lot of this season. He's got it going. He's clicking. His defense, he's got the #1 ranked defense in the league. #1.
Really?
#1 against the pass and #1 overall. I'm number 2 or 3. But he's #1. And he's got a nice mix on offense. He's still doing it with Isaiah Crowell, and Crowell is in the top 5, and he's about 90. But he's still making it happen with him. He makes good decisions with Kaiser, and he's got a lot more to see routes. So whoever he gets or gets him in the playoffs is going to be a tough out. Like, think about this. He's 12-2, and he's the 3 seed. That's insane. The Chiefs.
Well, AFC's been balling. I mean, they got the Raiders. They're balling. He's balling, and who's number 2?
Raiders. Raiders is 1. 2. Yeah. Browns is 3. Chiefs, Adam, 10-3. You know what? Adam played great all season. Adam had a rough patch where he had Redskins, me, and his brother Aaron back to back to back. So he took some losses, but that dude is still solid. Even when I played him, I got the win, but luckily my defense really came through because his defense was stout as ever, so he's going to be a tough out. Jaguars, I'm hearing that Jaguars is in a 5-hole, but I've been hearing some rumble in the commish chat that he wants to be put on auto until the restart period, which is baffling to me that he's this close to the playoffs, 3 games left, and I think he's burned out or done it temporarily, which would be unfortunate. Yeah. I really want to see that guy in the playoffs and see what he can do. The Ravens Colts is the last spot I'm going to look at. That's 6 and 7, and that's real interesting to me because as good as Ravens has been playing low-key, Colts started off really slow, but he's the game behind him. But check this out. Ravens has like 2 tough-ass games back-to-back. I forget who Ravens plays this week, but they're a playoff team, and he plays another solid playoff team next week. And it's very feasible Colts will overtake him for that last spot.
Yo, dude, can you answer me this question? Have the Dolphins been winning them games, or are they sim games?
No, those are sim games.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, what the heck? You can turn it all the way around.
You made me laugh when I was looking at the show earlier. You're like, I don't care if they sims or not. I don't care what he's doing. He ain't wanting whatever no more.
Yeah.
I was laughing at shit. But yeah, I forget who Ravens plays, but if you could look that up real quick, it's like 2 like playoff caliber teams. Cleveland might be one of them in like this week and next week.
Yeah, give me a second. I'll look at it right now. He actually plays Chiefs, Green Bay, and Browns.
Yeah, see, that's okay. I said 2 is 3. Like, it's very feasible he goes 0-3.
I mean, he wins 2 out of these 3. He deserves to be in playoffs.
And he'll be ready for them too, but it's real feasible that dude winds up at 8-8. He's 8-5 now.
Right.
I'm not saying he can't win them games. It's possible, but that's some tough sledding.
Those 3 tough games compared to, let's see who the Colts have their last 3. Titans, Patriots, and Jacksonville. So, yeah, see?
Yeah, both of them got tough games, but remember, Jacksonville made 1 and out.
Right.
if he took a force or if he played CPU and got that. Titans has been kind of schizophrenic this season. There's some games like I just watched them play the Niners and come back from the depths of hell to win that game unbelievably. And then there's other games where it's like, damn, what's going on with the Titans? So long story short, that 6th spot is up for grabs, in my opinion. So surprises, we talked about Dolphins at 6 and 7, but those are Sims. But surprised to see Strong at 6 and 7. I know that he kind of feels like something's missing. Just immediately looking at he's scored 338 points, giving up 400. So seeing him at 6 and 7, basically, and giving up 400 points, I think his D might be a little shaky. Surprised to see Bill at 5 and 9. Surprised to see Titans at 5 and 8. Super surprised to see Doc at 3 and 11. Like coming off that playoff last year, I thought he was clicking and he got it together and he got the pieces in play. So that's a real shocker to me.
Yeah, I feel like Titans, they never really found their identity.
I think he needs to open up his playbook too.
Probably. I mean, but it's hard when you don't really know what kind of team you're going to be. If you want to be a spread team, he had the Mariota breakdown, things like that. I know with Doc, it seemed like he went back into his conservative ways again. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't taking the same shots with Robbie Anderson, or maybe people been watching the film on it. I don't know why it's 3 and 11.
I don't either. This Doc's better than that, and I'm really surprised. I thought, like I said, that last season would springboard him. I didn't think Bill would backslide. I thought Patriots, would get it back together. And last but not least, Bengals got his first win of the season, which was good to see. So there'll be no donuts in Cincinnati. In primetime, let me know they was riding as we speak.
Right.
Everything because they got that dub.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough, man. How do you feel? How do you feel as far as the NFC goes?
That's what I'm looking at. So looking at the NFC side of the house, do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. First 7 teams, because those are all the ones vying for spots. We got Gates at 11 and 2, which from you, I know you're pretty glad that Cleveland knocked off Packers because you guys was neck and neck.
Yeah.
You're 11 and 2. You only lost 2 games the entire season. It was to both New York teams. It was a tough stretch. Definitely nothing to worry about, a panic on your end. You're another person that's exceedingly efficient. You had a lot of good reads. I noticed yesterday when we played, there were good, easy, safe throws. Actually, like looking at our game again, you got some hellified route combinations, man. Goodness great. Well, you know what? I kind of seen it a little bit when you played Cleveland, and I kind of seen it in my game. You got some of the best route combos I've seen in terms of it's almost guaranteed somebody's going to be open.
Yeah, that's what I work on. That's all I work on. It's not like cheesy plays, it's just route combination.
No, and that's what I'm saying, and that's what I've noticed. And on top of that, so here's the way I see you kind of set everything up. First of all, you really can't play man against the route combinations you throw out there because a lot of them are man beaters.
Yeah.
And zones, the way you motion people over and the hot routes create combinations to where you always create high-low reads or left to right reads. If you try to take those away, you always got to drag underneath. So at the end of the day, unless you get home with a sack against you, you're pretty much consistently able to move the ball. So as usual, you're going to be a tough out. Packers is 11 and 3. I think he lost to Creasy once. He lost to Cleveland. I don't know who the other person is he lost to.
It was a loss to me in the sim or whatever.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Wonder how he feels about that shit now, because hey, that could be the difference in 1 and 2 seed. But long story short, Pioneer's been good all Madden. Like I was talking to Cleese the other day, and he was telling me he's surprised Packers hasn't won a Super Bowl this year in Madden, because this team's been good all Madden. It's just a matter of. It
could be the same thing with the Raiders. I mean, I'm asking that same question about the Raiders.
Yeah, that's true. But like those dudes, they've had great Madden, so that dude's going to be a tough out and a tough challenge. Redskins, I don't know what to make of Redskins. Redskins has played some impressive people in this league and has some impressive wins on his belt. I can't tell you how shocked I was when he played Boone to see the way that game shut down. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, Boone didn't even see that coming. I called him. We talked about it. I was like, damn, dude, is he that good? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, it just wasn't nothing working. So I understood that. So answer me this question. In your division, who's better, Redskins or Eagles?
Oh, wow. It's hard to say. For me, I would say Eagles. Just because I think that what Eagles does, like I didn't get to see your game with him, but I heard that shit got out of hand quick.
Oh, it was over. Quick. I put up 50. Shout out to the Eagles. I know you're probably watching. I put up 50 on them. But yeah, it was interesting because it was like the momentum. It wasn't really. It was the momentum got taken off so early. Like the first kickoff, his dude fumbled. Then right after that was like an interception, and then after that it was like I came down. You know me, 2 quick plays. It was like so fast. The momentum. You could tell he was just like, you know what, this. You know, it's one of them games like yo, like you know.
Yeah, whatever. But see, in I want to say Eagles, but it's tough because both of them are good, man. Both of them are good in different ways. I guess the only reason why I'm leaning toward Eagles is I think Eagles' defensive use is slightly better, and I think he has a more smooth offense. Like Eagles does a lot of things that's difficult to stop too. It's like what I told you. Eagles play art in the combos he picks up, how he runs his combos. He's real patient. Except for lately, he's been throwing a lot of picks, but not a lot, maybe 2 or 3, but that's kind of unlike him. He's real patient. He has good passing, and he's got good user. Redskins is just as good. I really kind of don't want to say one is better. I think Eagles is a tougher matchup for me.
Yeah.
So far, based on what I've seen. But Redskins is interesting. He beat Paya, and actually, I take that back. That's one of Paya's losses. He beat Paya. He beat Chiefs. He beat Eagles. He beat Boone. Like, think of the names.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
that dude's not playing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I seen it, and I'm like, damn, this dude's impressive. You know what I'm saying? But I couldn't. And the only reason for me, I couldn't really judge the Eagles play on it because our score got out of hand so fast. And that's, I mean, that was my game plan. You know what I'm saying? I don't know these new owners, so I ain't even trying to take them risk. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when I see them beating dudes, like, oh, they got that newness on them still. You know, it's like they coming out. We don't really know nothing about them. You run simple plays. Next thing you know, they doing something like, oh, okay. Because like I asked him when he said, yo, the Redskins runs a lot of bunch. I ain't seen a lot of bunch, to be honest, since last Madden. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying, so consistently, like somebody consistently runs scheme out of it. Not versus I run a bunch play. You know, he runs standard bunch. I run bunch offset. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't really face that much. You know, so you know, for me, I was just wondering, like, only person who could really answer that question, like, who's a tougher matchup could be you, because you're the only person that played them twice.
Right. The tougher matchup for me, I think, is Philly, but I think Redskins is a quality, top-notch player that's just as good. He does a lot of different things. He blitzes a lot. He likes to run. He likes to play real close to the line. He kind of does what Pye does on defense. He'll play real close to the line, but instead of going with the cover 2 blitzes, he'll go with a lot of man blitzes. So it's a matter of you can get the ball off fast enough, you can make some things happen. He has a good run game. The bunch stuff he's been running lately is a little newer because he likes to run out of split offset like Bill a lot. That's what I've seen. The interesting thing about it is that our division is pretty much going to be settled probably next week because in the 4th spot here is the Eagles at 10-4. He's got a huge game against the Raiders. I mean, that's a great test for both of those guys. 2 contradicting styles. Eagles is pass heavy. Raiders is run heavy. Both of them play good D. Literally, I watched Eagles play Chiefs, and I think Eagles-Raiders is going to be that same kind of game. It's going to be close. It's going to be like Cleveland-Green Bay is going to come down to the wire, but that's a huge game in our division. And then me and Redskins play. I played Redskins once. I beat them like, I want to say 49-28.
Okay.
But it's like you just said about Eagles. It felt good to win, but I don't put a ton of stock in that because I only played him that one time. And he's beat so many impressive people, and he's added some new stuff to it. Maybe he's got a comfort in the league. He might come out and smack me in the mouth. So,
yeah.
I don't think the one win means a lot. I know I need to be ready, but obviously I think our division is going to be settled next week. So that's the Eagles. Let me see. 1, 2.
What about San Fran? Give me any updates on San Fran?
Let me get to him next. Because you still got. I'm sitting there in the 5-hole. I was pretty interested. I started out 1-3. Typical slow tie start. I got smacked by the Raiders. I got smacked by Creasy. And I lost to the Eagles. And since then, it's clicking, and I'm playing lights out. You got Boone at 8-5. It'll be real interesting to see when him and Niners play. They're both 8-5. I think Seahawks is Cardinals this week. I don't know if Champ will play. Even if Champ plays, Boone does well against Champ. They're setting up to have a nice clash the last end of the season. I don't know if it's me, but you know how you said you're not in love with Andrew Luck?
Yeah.
I feel like that about Boone and the Seahawks. I feel like since Chancellor left and Thomas and Bobby Wagner, he's been plugging dudes in and he's making it somewhat work, but I don't see the same comfort level that he had when he had those other people. Like, I don't know if he's got the right mix he wants. Like, I'll frequently see him drop people off the waiver wire, pick people up.
You know that team.
Figure out how to make that.
The issue with that Seahawks team is, remember the year where the 49ers had that amazing defense?
Yes.
Like, everybody was picking them. You know what I'm saying? It's that. Like, once them guys are gone, then the team is like average. They go from Superman to Clark Kent. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and then with Russell Wilson kind of aging and like you say, he's plugging and playing on defense, you know, he's trying to figure that out. And then like Ross got hurt. And Ross is slowing down. He never really had no receivers. It's like the hype is gone in Seattle. The thrill is gone. That defense, you know, where he could once make the mistakes, he can't really lean on that. He has to do, like I said, a lot of user and with Reddick, you know, ever since he gave up Bobby Wagner. So, you know, it takes a toll on you, especially when you like we're in year 5. You know what I'm saying? You coming out there dogfighting every game. Every game's a dogfight. That takes a toll on you, Madden wise. You know what I'm saying? It's only so many blitzes and coverages you can play after a while.
Let me ask you this. You said this on the last owner's box, and you was like, yeah, you know, you was talking about people that need competition in a division. You would even mention, man, like I wouldn't mind playing in the NFC East. You know, do you think? Let me ask you this: do you feel it's better to scratch and claw in a tough division, like let's say ours is right now, or let's say the AFC West, and have to scrap all season in division, and then you got your out division games, or do you prefer like, hey, maybe it's just one other dude in the division, but it's kind of typically yours, and you just got to stay focused and keep your foot on the pedal? What do you think is better in the long
run? For me, it's a 50-50. For me, I like the crack, you know, the scratch and the dog fights, because by the time I get to the playoffs, it's like I earned it, and it's nothing it's nothing new under the sun at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then sometimes you just want them easy wins, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, sometimes it just feel good to just, like you say, go on coast. You know what I'm saying? Like, this year I've been coasting. Like, last season I was in the gym, I was boxing, I was sparring, I had to do all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? This year I'm like back on my coast.
Well, no, and you're 100% right. The 3 years, or the 3 times I went to the bowl, I had to bang it out. But it was a whole, like, steel sharpening steel thing.
Yeah.
And that's how I was able to go far, because, like, I was playing the best dudes in the league in my division. And every game went down to the wire, and I had to be razor sharp. So I kind of enjoy that. But then, like you said, there's times where it puts another type of pressure on you, like the situation right now with me, Eagles, and Redskins being 9-4. Like, when you know you can't lose the game, yeah, it helps you from a focus standpoint. But when you're in them divisions where it's like, okay, like I'm not really being pushed. I could lose a game, no matter what my record is. I'm gonna win a division, and I don't have to like stress it.
Right, but then by the time you get to the playoffs, it's hard for you to match that competitiveness. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard. Like like I said, like me, Green Bay, we've been kind of coasting. You know what I'm saying? We've been dominating our division so long. By the time we get to somebody in your division, y'all are like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Y'all are like no downs off. You know what I'm saying? Like yesterday, look, no downs off. Like yo, I would have never expected that bubble screen, and then to take it to the house. Like the first play was the wham. I could stop the wham all day. I just wouldn't expect him to break it up. I'm like, damn, like you played it like a playoff game. I'm like, yo, ain't this week, whatever. Like this ain't, you know. But that's because I've been cruising. I've been chilling. You know, so for me, like now losing them 2 games to you and then Cletus, even with Cletus' game, it's like, all right, I'm gonna come out here. I jumped up 14-3, didn't keep the gas on it. You know what I'm saying? Didn't keep the gas on him. He ended up coming back winning. Just lost the back-to-back game to you, both teams. So it's like, all right, now it's like, all right, you know, I got beat up, went back out there, got beat up again. All right, no more getting beat up. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like from now on, no more cruises, no more cruising. Because if I lose 2 games, I'm out of the first. You know what I'm saying? Everything I worked hard for is gone, and that matter of moments. So
that's a good point you make, because you're right. Because going back to when you was like, "Hey, Ty, fucking around," you hit it right on the head. Like I have a certain motive mindset right now. Like I feel like I can't afford to lose.
Yeah, because you've been doing that all. That's what I'm saying. You've been fighting that every. Like you lose, like you win, like you was like you said 1-3 or 0-3. You look at the Redskins, Eagles, they whatever. You're like, oh, I got caught up, and they keep winning. You're just trying to catch up. So by the like you make the playoffs, you're playing at such a hunger, such a level. By the time you beat whoever the first round 2, I'm coming in like, oh shit, it's shits and giggles. And you know what I'm saying, you with your war gear on. So we just left the club popping bottles. You come in right out the grind, right out the trenches. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, with the hoodie on and the slapjack.
Yeah.
Looking at you like something to eat. But yeah, so right. Getting back to what we saying, I say all of that with the Seahawks because Boone is Boone. He's always going to be a playoff caliber player. But I just feel like he doesn't have that level of comfort, like you said, you don't have with Luck, to where that confidence is there to where it's like, yo, I'm in there. And Niners is odd. You know, it's funny. I was teasing somebody. I said, hey, pop trivia question. You know who was the last person to beat the 49ers and the Redskins?
Who's the last person to say that again?
Well, 49ers took a sim loss, but if you take the sim loss out, him and Redskins have been on these winning streaks. So, you know, the last person was to beat both of them. Like Redskins won 6 in a row, and Niners have won 6 in a row. And I said, you know, the last person was to give both of them a loss.
Who's that?
Me.
Oh, you.
So long story short, but it goes back to what you said about having a scrap. Niners, I like the way he plays. He seems like a cool dude. You talk about somebody that runs a lot of bunch. That dude loves that invert play. And as soon as he get the ball to snap, he's gonna throw it to that middle damn like C route vertical shit. If you know what I'm talking about, it's like a weird in the verticals. Yeah. The dude going straight up, and then the other 2 dudes going like a wheel route. He throws it to that middle right off the line. Like unless you got a hard flat there, or you gonna run and try to jump that shit yourself. Like, that's like an instant 10, and it's annoying as shit. But
that's becoming the new out route / C route play. I'm seeing people do that now. The quick hike throw to the bunch verticals. You know what I'm saying?
So he does that. I think he's Mo's cousin. Definitely think it's gonna be interesting. It was a little tighter in the NFC because after that everybody else is 6 and 7. So short of somebody that's in the top 6 or 7, like just losing 2 out of their next 3, I think that scene is pretty much situated. I think the loser of the NFC East in terms of there's going to be one team that's going to drop down. It's going to be in around that 6th spot with the Niners. I think what happens with Seahawks and Niners is going to have a lot to do with it. So these 7 teams for the next 3 weeks, you're locked. Packers is locked. Everybody else is up in the air.
Yeah, it's gonna be really good playoffs, I think, this year. Because again, your division's fighting. Boone and 49ers are kind of fighting because if Boone loses, he might not make the playoffs, whether he knows it or not. You know, he might not make that 6th slot.
You hit that right on the head because one of these 3 teams in the East, me, Seahawks, or Eagles, is going to be down around that 6th spot, depending on how the next 2 weeks shake out. So the loser of the NFC West showdown and the loser of the 3 out of us out of the East is going to be like neck and neck, like on a doorstep with 1 foot in the grave and 1 foot on that bubble.
Yeah. But I mean, I would in a division where it's like the West, where it's 3 to 4 top-notch guys in that division, man. I would love for that challenge, you know. I'm willing to give up the Falcons or whatever just to be in a better division like that. So,
yeah,
I would definitely like to challenge whoever to that, you know, because I know that's where Boone came to the NFC West. Because at the time I was the Cardinals, and I ended up jumping. The Falcons are my team in real life. So, but again, come Madden 19, I'm willing to get that all up and go in whatever division to play. Cletus twice a year, and you know what I'm saying, him twice a year. Even Green Bay, you know what I'm saying? We can all 4 of us put us all 4 in the same division, and let's dog fight it out. You know what I'm saying?
That'll be boy, oh boy, that'll be fun. On the lower half of the division, Saints has been a mixed bag this year. I've seen some games where it looked like he was getting it together, and then I've seen him lose some games. He's at 6-7. Moondog kind of fell off toward the tail end, and he surprised me because at one time Moondog, I want to say, was 5-1.
Right.
Like 5-1. Like I was looking up at that dude. I was last in the East, looking up at him like shit.
Right.
But I talked to him after we played recently, and I know he's going through some things at work and life, and I think he kind of lost a little bit of his hunger for Madden. Maybe that has something to do with it.
Twice.
Hey, your boy, Mr. Mo Show, is at 6-7. So he won more than 3 games. He's at 6-7. I think he won 3 last year. So even though I know he's not having the kind of season he wants to have, he actually improved by 2 compared to last year. And he's still got a few games left. I don't know what his last 3 games are against. It's funny because it's kind of like what you said for Cowboys, Moondog, and WAP. Like when Lions plays the North, I think he's beating Creasy. He normally gives Pye a run for it, but then I think when he gets outside the North, like I don't know, like the same thing with Cowboys and WAP. I don't know what changes, because if you could compete and bang heads with Creasy and Pye, you should be able to come out of there and bang heads with anybody. And then sometimes he'll give anybody all they can handle, and there's other times he'll get blown up, and it's hard to figure out.
I think them guys. I think aside from Green Bay, the other 3 guys like Creasy and Lions, I've noticed they play to the level of their competition. You know, when it's a big game or against another big user, I think they focus so hard on that and they go all out. But then when it's a regular average or a game that we he should win that game, they don't win that game. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't win it. But then like I said, I played Mo. He damn near tried to beat me. And he was 0-7 at the time. You know what I'm saying? Creasy beat me when we played this one time. But then he gets to the playoffs, he loses the first round, or he gets somewhere, he loses. And I'm like, damn, he should have won that game.
No, you're right, because
competition.
He's tied with the Lions at 6-7. And you're right, Creasy's another enigma. Creasy dropped 50 on me this season. He bust my head. Like he was fired up to do it too. Like he wanted me to wait about you, and he talked his shit too. Like he was fired up, and I wasn't never in that game. He bust my head from the start of the game to the end of the game. Like that was an ass kicking. But then after that, I don't know what happened. It just went downhill. First of all, I've got the best run game in Madden to me with Dalvin Cook.
I think that division overall.
No, you're right. He's got that. His defense is always Travis Young. His linebackers leading in most of the defensive categories. His user's good to great. I don't know. I think with him, he just never, going back to what you said about not being in love, he wasn't in love with Teddy Bridgewater. I think I don't know how he feels about Mariota. You know, I guess it depends on how Mariota plays. There's games he's like, I'm feeling him. There's other games he's like, he's on the block. So I think that's been his thing right there. I know he's winning the chat and even said it that, he just sucks on offense. But I think he's got a great run game. So I think if he can figure out a passing game that he's comfortable with, that if he had that mid-range pass game that you have, with them safe, efficient throws that's always going to move the chains with that run game and that defense, forget about it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Ronnie and the Panthers is 5-8.
I mean, because it's hard to criticize him. The man has one hand, man. Like every time I think about it, he's like has like a dislocated thumb or something crazy, like a thumb. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, he's on the sticks. It's almost like boxing. Like you've been certified to step in this ring. That's hard to not. So, but I mean, to credit.
Yeah, no, and you're right.
Bears, you said?
Yeah, now I got to him when I said the Bears is 4-9, and it looks like he has potential, but I don't think he just ever got going this Madden because it's been kind of the same way from all of the seasons. It looked like I remember you traded a Matt Ryan, and he made a little noise for a couple of games, and then Ryan got hurt, and he hadn't been heard from again in like 3 seasons. I don't really know. He's not far off. He just needs to like clean up the offense and not have so many turnovers.
Right.
Buccaneers is 2-11. He was winless up to like a week ago. He never recovered from season 1. I was on the side. He said he's in 4 of the leagues and he makes playoffs in all them other leagues. So I don't really know what's different here.
Different level of competition, man.
It's got to be because I got to imagine he's running the same offenses in them other franchises, and if he's successful, people haven't adjusted to what he do. It's not working here. He's scored 269 points and giving up 437. That's never going to help.
And you got to keep in mind, not every leagues are the same. Like a lot of us, we play with these teams a couple Maddens, and we've conditioned ourselves to scout and look at film, and you know what I'm saying. So you go into another league where people aren't doing that, you can probably a lot of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that stuff probably works over here. A lot of that stuff don't work, man. Them popular YouTube plays and all that shit. Like we're on that. Yeah, like, we see that. We stop that all the time. Like that's not gonna work. You got to come here with something really different.
Hey, you know what's funny when you said really different? That's why I threw that bubble screen. Because I ain't a big screen dude. And I said, I got to throw a wrinkle or two against, man. If I want a different result, I got to do something different.
Yeah, look at me. I'm running halfback screen. You couldn't pay me to run a halfback screen. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, yo, just throw
fake. You run this weird play, but it works for you. It's like I forget what it is. It's like a weird little smash route on the far left, a streak in the middle. It's some weird, like fake, weird play you do, man. But it works.
Yeah, you just gotta do stuff that's so different because it's like all that stuff you see on YouTube. That stuff don't work. That don't work in this league. You know what I'm saying? Or it might work one game, but it ain't gonna work against the top guys. Yeah,
and then last but not least, Sunna 1-12. I don't know that Sunna's really participated actively at all. At this point, I don't even know why he just doesn't go on auto or something. I don't. Obviously, his personal life, he's got a lot of things. He's pretty busy, a lot of things going on, but it's not like him. Like you've been in the league for a minute, so I always try to tell people he used to be always around playoffs. Yeah. Like the dude could play.
Yeah,
I remember when he was Minnesota. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know if he's a Viking fan for real, but all the other years when he was in Minnesota, he was always a threat. And this whole entire Madden, he just has been non-existent.
Yeah.
So that's my breakdown on both conferences.
Okay. Yeah. We got something in the chat here. I just got a bit burnt out of man. Oh, he's going through the motion. So I mean, the Titans saying he pretty much got burnt out. I mean, Titans. I mean, to be honest with you, I've never ran five years in the league. You know, it's a growing pains. I mean, some guys stay the whole time until the new Madden. This is the longest I've been in the Madden league. I usually do 3 seasons and I'm out. You know, so being burnt out, that happens. It happens. And then you came in late. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Titans didn't start year 1 with us, did he?
Titans? Maybe he was, because remember Trevor used to be the Titans. Remember Trevor?
Yeah.
This Titans might have been there. To be honest, I kind of felt the way Titans felt at the beginning of this, not the beginning of this Madden, but this last season. I questioned whether or not I can get through it because typically, like right around April, I'm ready to start playing some new games. Like I played this shit since the last week of August, but the competitor in me is like, if I'm gonna go out, I want to go out with a bang, winning record, playoff appearance, playoff run, Super Bowl. I don't want to go out on a bad note. Like that just wouldn't sit well with me. I'd rather go out on my own terms type of thing. So like, even though I was struggling, I was like, I got to put together a good season. And that way, when I step out, it's not like, oh, he couldn't hack it or he couldn't hang. He was getting his head busted. And I just didn't want that for me.
Yeah.
So, and then I just kind of got back into it because I had a really good draft. Me and Cleveland were talking about this today. I had a really good draft and seeing them new young players developed. And now a lot of my corners and the people that I put 4 and 5 seasons of work into, I'm seeing the hard work and dividends, the way that you talked about it yesterday, the way that my dudes are jumping balls and shit.
Yeah.
It kind of made it more fun for me again. And then on top of that, we got the infusion of the new Redskin owner, the new Eagles owner. Cowboys was playing good. And I'm like, oh, shit, they got competitive quick.
Yeah, so sometimes it's just that, yeah, maybe Titans, man, hasn't found that little edge or that little push to bring back that spark, you know what I'm saying? So, for me, like you said, for me, it's the same thing. Like, if this is going to be my last hurrah, I need to win one more Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to win one more or at least get there, you know, go out with a bang and then come back hard and at 19. So,
yeah. So
that's been my ultimate goal because I've been NFC Championship first year, Super Bowl second year, won it, then NFC Championship. Then last year lost in the playoffs early, second round, and then like a double overtime. Like, no, I need to get back up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to be at a certain level with myself. So,
yeah. And for me, I just didn't want to go out, you know, because this has been one of my rougher Maddens. I've never had a Madden this rough before in terms of the inconsistency and making the playoffs one season, missing one season, making it, missing 2 seasons. Like I'm normally consistent with it. So I just kind of wanted to, if I was going to like shut it down, go out on my terms and kind of get some of the luster back on the name as opposed to, damn, you know, being known for, you know, being marginal.
Yeah. 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 I think that's what I think a lot of people too are still in the league are trying to do this. You know, this is going to be their last season, end it better than what they started with. Just overall. Yeah. Just overall.
Well, it's definitely helped me. I mean, not only am I pumped up for this season, I'm thinking this might, like the way I felt about this season, I might have another one in.
Yeah, but yeah, again, like, you know, yeah, because you found some newfound fun in it. For me,
yeah, some newfound fun, some new owners, and there's still a decent amount of people that's active. Like in previous Maddens, like you get around spring and all of a sudden, like I don't know, 20 people drop off and there's only 15 active users in the league. The chat's dead. You calling people out to play games, you ain't getting responses. You get tired of playing the computer. It's like, I'm good, but there's still so many people active and the chat's still going to where it's like, man, oh, I got one more in me.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess and I think that's what'll make me decide if I'm gonna do it. Because again, like if it's like then if I don't do another season, do I stop the show? You know what I'm saying? Because that's become a part of the league now. It's like I go and then we had a Mo show. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like if I leave, then we have the Mo show. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
you know that becomes a question too. So and then for me, I think me and doing that last show with the graphics and all that kind of gave me a spark. I like wanting to do the show better and wanting to do some more things. So I might do more.
Calling out for the show and stuff, and you like people still want it and they look forward to it, even though we run long and stuff. So you're right, it keeps you going. And see, that'll be difficult too, doing the show without playing, because once you stop playing, you're not going to be watching a gang of games anymore. Like, you stop playing to free up that time. So the last thing you're going to do is, well, I'm going to stop playing my games, but I'm going to spend 3 hours watching everybody else play. And then talking about them playing, wishing, damn, I still have my team, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Since we broke down the conferences, me and you was talking about this off air before we came on. So I want to ask you, what do you think, what type of mentality does it take to come back in a game from a large deficit?
Trust the process. You got to trust the process. You got to trust your scheme. And you can't really, you like really have to slow the game down. Like when you're down like more than 14 or more than 2 possessions, you really have to slow the game down. You have to take it one snap at a time. Like every possession, you have to think, okay, if I can't get 7, I had to at least get 3. You know what I'm saying? Just dumb. You have to like almost dumb it down. You know what I'm saying? Like, and see what the opponent is giving you at that moment. Don't, because your first natural instinct is to start gunning it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm down. I just need to start throwing the ball. You can do that, but you can't start gunslinging. Sometimes you might, you know what I'm saying? Like, that hasn't been working. So in that case with me and you, like, I probably should just play more checkdowns. But I was trying so hard to go over the top and make that, one or two big plays. But I probably should just kept taking a check down and forcing you to play my solid game and things like that. So that's what for me, it's like trust the process, which means your scheme, and take it one snap at a time, like one play at a time, one snap at a time. And try not to. I guess it's hard to say not. It's I've learned in this matter, you can't. It's hard to abandon and run because if you abandon and run so early, play action doesn't even work. Like you might as well not even go through the play action motion. Just put the running back on a block because the defensive line don't even fall for it because you never established the run. So,
no, that's a good point. I pretty much agree with that. To me, it goes back to what you always talk about with consistent players. To me, it's a mentality. It's a mindset. And a large part of that mindset is 100% what you said. Trust the process. Don't panic. The other thing I'd add to that I do, I was telling you this, and I said it's a joke, but it's true. I'm not a fast starter. I don't start seasons fast. I don't start games fast. Like yesterday, hey, that was a good feeling. Normally, it's a grind out, and I don't start to get separation until the second half, and it's normally tied up until then. So frequently, I'm down. So when I'm down, I don't feel rattled or any type of way because I'm frequently down. So it's like the sun coming up tomorrow. Like why should I panic or feel any type of way? So I would just add to that, like you said, keep your head about you. The first thing I do is ask myself, okay, I take a deep breath and I ask myself, why am I in this hole? Because if you're in a hole, it's significant. And it's one or two reasons. Somebody got out to a fast start. They hit you with some big chunk plays or some weird crap happened. Like exactly what you said with the Eagles. Nobody counts on the opening kickoff of the game fumbling that. You shake that off real quick. You follow that up with a pick. But if you really think about it, you're actually not playing bad on defense and you're not really playing bad on offense. So I try to look at what's going on and limit that shit first and foremost. And then, like you said, trust the process. Because my mindset in that scenario is, okay, that shit was a fluke. He ain't gonna keep getting fumbles on my kickoffs. So I'm not gonna let that bother me. I'm past that. Let me get back to my game. Let me get some stops and let me take my time and move the ball. And like we said, make sure I get points. The other thing that we talked about that I think is key, your team has to be built for that shit. Depending on the type of hole you in. Like if you're one of these guys that's 3 yards in a cloud of dust type of dude, that's great when you're ahead or the game's close, but you really can't necessarily come back if you're in a big hole playing that way. So now you're uncomfortable because you got to do shit you want to do. You really want to, you probably want to run 3 to 4 times to every pass, but now you feel like, well, shit, I got to pass 4 times to every one run. But now you're pressing and doing shit you ain't comfortable doing, and it's going to snowball, and the shit's just going to be a trickle-down effect. So like you said, trust your process. Try to develop some plays. I'd almost encourage developing some offense for that type of situation. It ain't got to be shit you always do, but there's got to be some plays that you feel comfortable going to when you need some big plays.
Yeah. Because that's what you said. That's what you said off camera. Like, like, Gates, I know you be down, but you got to play. You get like a 2 plays, score a touchdown in one or 2 plays, and the game is different. Yeah.
If you now think about what we said about the mentality. You do have those plays. So if you down 14-0, are you worried? No, because like you can change that in like 50 seconds.
Yeah.
But if you don't have that, it's like, well, shit. I got to put together a 10 or 11 play drive. Time is against me. I'm in this hole.
Yeah.
So
because you got to go. You got to
find them plays in the game. That's not going to work.
You have to start. You almost have to dictate the speed at a certain point because you need them extra possessions back. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't get them possessions back. And then what I also like to do too, man, I also like to play a numbers game where it's like I'll take every quarter and I do like what was the score? Like you might be up 7-3. So I was like, okay, cool. He outscored me that quarter. Second quarter, for me to take the lead, I need to now only limit him to 3 and I need to put up 7. You know what I'm saying? By that time at halftime, it's a tie game. If it's a tie game at halftime, then the score is 0-0.
That's a good damn way to look at it.
You know what I'm saying? So,
like that.
Yeah. It's a 0-0 game, or if I'm down a field goal or something. Cool. The game is 3-0 because everything that happened in the past is irrelevant. The only thing I take into the second half are your tendencies. Okay, when he got in trouble doing this and this and this, I noticed he did these plays. So now when I put him in that position on this critical third, look for that play first. That's when you normally get the picks and things like that. And I keep that score mentality. Okay, third quarter, now I just need to score 7 and put the pressure back on him now. And I play a numbers game. That's how I do it.
Yeah. It's funny because when I'm watching games, because I watch a lot of people play, especially at work, you know, working out a game on in the background while I'm knocking out emails and shit, I can always kind of tell when people are in trouble. Like when they're in that play call screen and they're just flicking back and forth and shit sound like a slot machine because they're just going through all these different plays trying to look at the play art and look to see what stuff does. I'm kind of like, yeah, that person's like they're not in their element. Because like for me, no matter what situation is going on in the game, I already know what I want to go to before we get to that play screen. I know, okay, I need to pull this out.
Right.
So just get comfortable with your playbook. Just get comfortable with like your offense.
Man, you need a big play, or at least you need to be able to have a play in your offense that's a big play over top that can beat cover 2. There's one that can beat cover 3 over the top, and one that can beat cover 4 over the top. And it's something that can destroy man. That should be like your prime. That is your core playbook. If somebody comes out on cover 2, here's my bomb that I can throw, or something that I can at least get 10. Something that can move the chains in a big chunk of yards at least. All you need is one of them plays for each coverage, and then you build your scheme around it from there. Because then, as you said, when you get down, it's like, all right, he runs a ton of cover 3. When I'm down, I'm gonna just hit him with this cover 3 bomb, at least get me back in the game and the momentum or things like that. So,
no, that's some good stuff. So I got another question for you. What formation or offense would you say that you've seen or played, and you seen somebody doing something, you was like, man, that shit is sick. Like I like that shit. Like I don't know how to describe what I'm saying. I don't want to say what offense you admire, but like, have you seen somebody do something that made you think, hey man, like that shit was impressive? Like it made you go back after the game and look at how they set it up and maybe try to fuck with it in the lab a little bit because it was just fresh and different and effective?
Who's the game that kind of impressed me a lot was the Raiders when I played the Raiders game.
Yes.
It's funny because it's simple as shit. So when I look back at the game,
that's the most vanilla looking shit I ever seen. It's bust in my head.
The Spurs of this league.
Yeah.
Flashy is zero flash, but it's super effective. I mean, because I looked at it, like I went back and I'm like, yo, run the ball. He ran it. Run the ball again. He ran it. Pass on third down. And then it was like, okay, he's gonna run to the left. He did that. Like after when I went back and watched the stream, I'm like, I'm predicting it now. Why couldn't I predict it in game? Like it's so simple, but it was so effective. So I think I
played him first game of the season.
Yeah.
His quarterback went 9 for 10 and he beat me. If anybody told me they was gonna go 9 for 10 against me and win, I'd laugh.
Yeah.
But it's funny, like you said, run left, power run up the middle, screen to the right, medium pass play. Do it all over again.
All over again. That handoff, receiver handoff, a sprinkle of the receiver handoff here and there.
Yeah, it was annoying as shit because I felt like, how the fuck can I not stop this shit?
It's simple because you're overthinking it. Where he's dumbed he's dumbed it all the way down. You know what I'm saying? You're overthinking it.
Not only was I overthinking it, I kept thinking it was a setup. Man, if I go down,
you're playing for something that doesn't even exist.
Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking in my mind, I'm gonna go down there. I can take this shit away, but if I take it, he's gonna go over the top. So I'm just gonna keep giving it to him.
And he's never.
He keeps doing this shit.
He never goes over the top. Like he never goes over the top. Like, and if he does, it's something simple like a lob pass to Cooper or something. It's not nothing. There's no fancy route combination, no nothing like that. It's super simple, super effective. Chiefs are the same way. Chiefs just has his is just a little bit more flashy. But they both are super simple, super effective style offenses.
I'll tell you whose offense, whose formation I like because it's unique, it's different, and it's effective as shit. And that's that weird I want to say it's gun stack wide flex that you run.
Yeah.
And I see Brownies runs a variation of it too. I don't know if it's the exact same formation, but it's a gun stack.
Yeah.
But like I remember when the stack came out last year, it looked exciting, but they only had like 8 plays in the formation, and it was really like only 1 play out of the 8 that was good. It's like when they had that what was it, the near formation last year? As cool as it was only 6 plays and only 1 was worth a damn with a running play attached to it. But the way you tweak it and the way Cleveland tweaks it, that shit ain't that Salem pivot where that dude on the right.
Oh, you know the name of it now. You see?
Yeah.
That's real quick. You see?
Yeah.
Bill got on me, right? He's like, yo, everybody wants to see your streams and things like that, right? So it's funny because all season, Boone, like all my games are being streamed. Of course, I'm not streaming, but I've been playing opponents, so it's not hard to see what I'm doing because Boone has been watching it, and he'll go back, he'll hit me like, yo, because he said what you said, like, yo, he's like, I've never seen nobody do the route combinations you have, and then when you motion them, you motion guys, you create such a play that's never like, it's just crazy. It kills coverages. So he said, I noticed that you're doing this. And I know he's like picking it apart. Like he said, like he watches it, pauses it, watches it, pauses. And you always kept saying like, you got this one play, and he just keeps doing this thing. And now the first time ever, you say that the actual name of the play. So see that, Bill? I don't have to stream. They're still watching it. You know what I'm saying? They see what I'm doing. They see what I'm doing. You know, you don't see the play art, but you see what I'm doing. Yeah,
Yeah, but that formation period, because I'm gonna tell you,
that's the best formation in the game. That's the best formation in the game, hands down.
Well, yeah, because I don't know if it's on that same Salem pivot, but there's one of them plays. I don't know if it's your corner striker Salem pivot where the bottom dude on the stack does an out route, the dude on top of him does a C route, and I'm like,
that's both. It's both, and in that play,
murder,
and in that play, both do the same exact thing. The difference is on the right side of the field is the Salem pivot, and then another corner strike. You know what I'm saying? Like the right side of the field is different, and then on the left it's just a little bit different in the tweak of the C route from the corner strike versus the Salem pivot. But it's the same thing. So I could really just attack the left side of the field with that by itself. But I just like that pivot because everybody chases the right side of it. Everybody chases that stack side.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, you're right, and that pivot is.
I see you did it. You did it. Even I know you, and I see you did because you checked over to the right, and you try to break to the left. But by that time, I already threw it because
yeah. Hey, there was like 2 or 3 plays yesterday where I started going one way, and I'm like, son of a bitch. Like I tried to stop my tracks. If it was a cartoon, it was like with the little feet, you scraping, and sure enough, I started running back the other way. Boop.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah, the Eagles. You know, it's funny. Yeah,
it's so slow developing and looping that you don't really see it.
And it's so
deep.
By
the time you break into the middle of the field, you chase some other shit, and the dude is standing there wide open going across the middle of the field.
And it's so deep. It's almost like a 20-yard route. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like no hook zones or vertical are going to stay that long because he goes back too far. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a good play, man. I think that causes people a lot of headache. And then the bunch offset that I run, like Boone loves it when I run that. When I run the wide curl and the he loves it. Like he loves that when I run that. So I think Cletus has a nice offense.
He does.
You know Cletus, the only thing I don't like about Cletus' offense, man, he just, I don't want to make it seem like I'm picking on him. He hikes it and like breaks off to the sideline quick. You know what I'm saying? Like his plays.
There's somebody else that does that, and I'm trying to think of who it is.
Green Bay does it. Like they both hike the ball, they like step right outside the pocket, like instantly, and then they develop the play. You know what I'm saying? Then they let the play kind of develop, which is it's good and it's bad because a person like myself who drops a lot of people out of coverage, you can only cover somebody so long. So you have to always keep that consistent pressure. So
that's one of the things I hate about playing the CPU. Like a lot of people don't like it. I don't really care. The only time I hate playing the CPU is when there's a mobile quarterback. Because once you blitz that dude, man, like playing the Cowboys CPU and you're going against Dak Prescott and you're sending heat at him and he'll roll out and he'll roll out and he'll roll out and he'll run all the way to the right and everybody's locked down, and by the time he gets to the right, he'll throw it way across his body, all the way across the field, and the dude breaks off and runs forward to 40 yards. You're like, this is some bullshit, man.
Yeah,
come on.
That's some BS. I mean, that's always been like an exploit or whatever, but it's cool. Man,
yeah.
you know, on defense, you play some solid defense. You know, this game where you didn't blitz a lot. Before you kind of blitzed a little bit. I think them cover twos with the soft spot blitzes are getting in a little too fast.
Yeah, I try to, you know what? I try to literally have balance on defense. Like I try to, I'm going to send heat at you from time to time so you don't get comfortable and set up a tent. And I want you kind of looking over your shoulder and trying to get rid of the ball quick. But then I'll go ahead and drop into coverage sometimes too, because you're expecting a blitz and you're throwing into coverage. That's what I think I try to do. Like, it's funny because, it's funny, we always talk about this. I'm leading the league in sacks. That's why I said, even though I know you think that I'm not blitzing a lot, I actually am. I'm number one in the league.
Yeah, I know it now. Yeah, I seen it. I seen it this game. We meet in the playoffs. I know what to expect next time when we meet in the playoffs. Yeah, I don't expect it.
But I mix them in, and I guess that's the difference. I'm not as reliant on them as I used to be, like when we was in NBL. But when we was in NBL, like you can run one blitz the entire game if you wanted to, and the linemen were never going to adjust. And obviously, you know, the way they've built the game now, you might get 3 or 4 blitzes in a game of the same style, and then you got to mix it up and do something else because the linemen adjust. Yeah. And like I've told you, the problem with them blitzes is they're designed to get home. So when they don't, you got a hole in coverage.
Yeah.
And when you're playing somebody like you, that gets exposed and picked apart. So it's like, shit, do I want to keep sending dudes that's not going to get home, or do I want to try to protect this damn area of the field?
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
So I just mix it up.
Yeah. Who you think has good user?
Oh wow. I mean, it's the usual suspects. Boone has good user.
Yeah.
I think Pye's user, I've been saying this since day one, is severely underrated. But then again, I was thinking about this the other day. You really don't. Pye does have good user, but as often as he'll blitz on that cover two, he's really, like, if you think about it on that cover two, them cover two blitzes, you can't throw to the flats. He's in the middle. You don't have time to throw it deep. So you almost are forced by, unless you can pick it up, you're almost forced to throw it where he's at.
But not, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So once you ID the mic to that cornerback that's blitzing or that side that's blitzing, and you understand that blitz, how that blitz works and how soft squads work, is that basically is a man. That soft squad becomes man to man. So if you pick up that blitz or even motion that running back to that left side, it will pick it up and put a man be en route on that left side, it'll destroy that. You just have to understand how the what's the name works, the mechanics of the game works and how the coverages work. So, but again, you just have to get the time to get it off. For me, like I'll test Green Bay's user. I almost said his name. I'll test Green Bay's user. I stopped testing Boone's user. You know what I'm saying? Boone's user is super impressive. He's gotten really good with it. And I try not to test on the AFC side. I try not to test Cletus's user.
Yeah, but you want to know something that is funny, because I was thinking about this the other day. I think that we're a little spoiled when we talk about user, and what I mean by that is that I'm not going to get a ton of user picks with my user, but at the end of the day, if I can get you to, if I noticed yesterday when we played, there was a bunch of times I could even see it in the game where you wanted to go somewhere, but I was there, so you didn't go there.
Yeah.
You went somewhere else. So to me, like, I look at that too. I might not get the user pick, but if I can take away that read and give my boys a chance to get home, or make you throw somewhere you don't want to throw to where somebody can jump it or something good can happen, I take that as a victory too. But you're right, like user that's going to change the game user, I'd say definitely like you said, Boone, Cletus. I think Pye has that though. I do think Pye has that type of user. Like I'm not throwing at that dude's user. Cleveland has good user. WAP had great user. I know I'm missing people. Question was a good question. It kind of caught me off guard. No, Eagles owner user is pretty decent.
Yeah, I call him slipping though. I threw it right over his head a couple times. Saints asked me whose user gotten better since the beginning of Madden.
Cowboys.
I was gonna say Chargers.
Hey.
Franco, but before he made his hiatus, I think his user got better.
Yeah, Cowboys user. I even told him that. Like, Cowboys has a tough defense to play against. If you notice when Watt played him, I play him anybody, he doesn't give up a lot of points. He plays a ugly ass game to where I almost hate playing the Cowboys. I already know what kind of game it's going to be. He's gonna press you all game long. He's got DeMarcus Lawrence coming off the line, and I forget who the other dude is on the other side, but they get in, and he's pressing you. You got to get off the press. On offense, he wants to run out of strong close and drag the shit out of you to death and run 3 yards at a clip, and it's going to be one of these ugly, like, 20-17 type games that you just got to mentally not get frustrated and stay in it and keep fighting, and his users improved tremendously. He's all over the field.
Well, that's good, man. I'm glad to see that. Too bad it doesn't really, like, translate into wins, but that's just a process. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, Madden 19, he becomes more comfortable, because I remember he was just playing defensive lineman earlier.
Yeah.
Now he's not doing that, so it's a process. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's for sure a process. I know the Saints want me to give him a shout out, but he has been working on his user as well too. I see it in this other league that we have, the practice league that we have, that's kind of around the USFL to help them basically win more games in the USFL. And he's gotten better in that. So
let me ask you this: harder to play, offense or defense?
For me.
Well, what do you think in general? Maybe you could say for you, or you could just say in general.
I think
the Cowboys question is why I asked that. Cowboys is good. I think what's holding him back is he needs to be able to put points up.
I think defense is
see, it's a good one.
It's tough. I guess from a user's perspective, I think defense it's hard. It seems like this man. Offense, I'll say it because like you say, it's hard to put up points sometimes, especially in the red zone, like that in the 7-yard line or whatever. Yeah, it's tough to score in a 17, like the 7 and closer, unless you have some type of powerhouse running game, which that's not even consistent. Or you try to throw it, some fancy throws like I throw in the end zone. You know what I'm saying? It's tough to score in the red zone. So
yeah, because I see. It's funny. There's a play you run. And I do that same thing you do. I forget what you call it. It's a weird play that it looks like a streak, but then it V's real quick and it breaks. And you always throw it when the dude breaks. And I like to do that same shit you do. That's why it cracks me up, because I do that same thing, because I don't care who the corner is, they dumb out. Because when the dude cuts in, but you throw it to the left, the corner goes the other way.
Yeah, that's old school. That's called the post corner route, the Poco routes. Remember that?
Poco route. There it is.
Yeah, that's they banned that like 2 Maddens ago. Like, yo, no more post corner routes. You know what I'm saying? For that same exact reason. Remember, they still destroy man too. That route still destroys man to man. So yeah, I just brought that back. A lot of stuff, man. It's funny. A lot of stuff in this Madden you can take from like 2 Maddens ago that works. Even like a blitz that I run out of the 3-4. I use the same setup from 2 Maddens ago, and that blitz still works right now. So. Just I would whatever blitzes that used to work in the previous Madden and the one before that, I would try them this year. You might be surprised. I might get through.
Damn, I'm still thinking about what I asked you and what you said, because I see it both ways. I want to say, just like in real sports, the defense is automatically disadvantage. I know where I'm going with the ball. You don't. You got to react to where I want to go. Like when I come up, I already know like who I think is going to be open, or who I'm trying to hit. You got to try to anticipate, jump it, and guess. But at the same time, like you said, offense ain't as easy as you think, and especially in the red zone. Yeah. And there's a lot of turnovers in this game. There's a lot of picks, man.
Yeah, because like you said, you know where you're going. Like you're at the advantage all the way down until you get into the red zone. Then it feels like in this man now I got the advantage back.
Well, you're right. Think about it. You can't run a play action from the 7. Who's biting on that?
Nobody's biting on that. Nobody's biting on
that. You can't go deep. Everybody's going to condense all of their defenders.
Especially with cover, too.
Compact area.
Yeah, people live in the cover, too. In that area. They living in that.
Well, and then you get into this season, like 5 or 6 seasons deep, where you develop corners and dudes are running around with 91 zone now with 93 awareness, and they sit there in that damn blue.
Yeah.
You know,
even cover three is tough to beat in the end zone now. Like, you know, especially when people putting them in the purples in the cloud flats, they kind of back, because there's no really way, because, you know, when they got them zones is designed to back them up, but they don't really have nowhere to back up at. So they're kind of like just standing there, like just hovering. So
ready to pounce.
Yeah, they're just hovering, like they're just standing there, just standing there. You can't really throw it over the head. Like I tried to do high throws. You know, I did the high throw yesterday, but your guy kind of jumped it, almost tried to pick it off. You know, so
you know what I noticed, and you hit that right on the head, because a lot of times I'll try to high point pass too. Low passing is pretty effective this year.
Low pass is effective.
A lot of people don't use it and don't throw it, but them low passes, man,
low passes, yeah, they're super effective if you can get it off. Like,
yeah,
some linemen now are jumping. You know what I'm saying? Like I can see the development. Yeah, I think one of your linemen jumped, or Cletus' lineman just jumped. I'm like, what the hell? Like when they start, like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's not doing that, so it's tough. You got to pick your poison, man. It's almost like you almost have to now in year 5, almost have to get out the pocket. The pocket is not the same. At least for me, it ain't. You know, I'm getting sacked by guys still engaged in blocks. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I seen a comment in the chat today, and I thought it was one of the realest things I ever heard anybody say. I know your thing's always been, I don't understand how 99 carry dude fumbles the ball.
Yeah.
But Pius said something that I'm like, man, he's so damn right. And Cleveland agreed. You ever notice how when the ball's bad in the air, you never ever see an offensive player pick it, make the catch? It's always a defender, and it's normally a tip drill.
Yeah.
How come offenders in the area? Although I will say this, and it's happened to me, I've done it, and it's happened against me. I had a play a few games ago. The ball was tipped in the air, and I don't know where the hell Odell Beckham came from, but this dude came out of nowhere on some immaculate reception shit and got the ball and kept going. But typically, if it's tapped in the air, it's like the offense never has a chance at that ball.
Yeah, you got to almost try to use and catch it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then sometimes you can get right on it. They don't give you the catch animation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, it's just, man, it has its ups and it has its downs. And, you know, sometimes it feels like some games are like, it's just so predetermined. It's hard to like beat the user and beat the algorithm. Like,
somebody was telling me that this year that the home team has like a slight edge when it comes to momentum.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think whoever has the momentum has the slight edge. Like once whoever gets that momentum, they got it. You know, it's hard. Like I said, you almost got to call a timeout or just random timeouts. Like you did it. Like I called no huddle. I was down by like 20. I was like, let me just run this no huddle. After like 3 or 4 first down, you like timeout. Like just shut this shit down. Just stop it.
Well, and that's you know why? Because remember what I said about respect for your ability to come back.
Yeah.
You was taking advantage of what I was in, smartfully and rightfully so. I felt like you had an arsenal of plays that you can go to. And I wasn't comfortable with the look I had. And I'm like, well, I could try to hold on to this timeout, or I could shut this shit down. I'm like, I don't need the timeout. Like shut this shit down. Let me get a more universal defense that I feel I can make some adjustments out of. I got some good audible set. Like, you just catch me at weird dimes and shit. And I'm like, man, dudes wasn't in the right place. I'm like, nah, this shit ain't happening. I'm not going to let him go right down the field and just be stubborn and stay in this shit.
Yeah. I think people need to, like, you know, check the rules and when you can run no huddle, especially when you're down by a certain amount of points, man, you gotta like take advantage of that, man. You gotta take advantage of that and speed that shit up and force a person like you to use them timeouts, or whoever's up, force them to use them timeouts or catch them slipping, because that could be the difference. Like if you don't call them timeouts and I come down and I score, and let's say I get the ball back again, I run another no huddle scheme and I score 2 possessions. I was once down 21. I'm now down 7. Because you weren't
disciplined. And you're sitting on 3 timeouts.
Yeah, because you weren't disciplined enough to call a timeout.
Yeah. Now you hit it right on the head, man. You know huddle me, okay. You know huddle me again. Hey, wait. You know what? Nah, this shit ain't stopping them. I see him flipping through all these audibles real quick. I'm not ready. Dudes is looking stupid, and they're not even setting in the right spots. I got no answers. I scrolled through my audibles, didn't like none of them. I'm like, I'm good. I'm just getting out of this formation.
Yeah, so it's a mind and it's a chess game, man. So, That's pretty much it.
Yeah. So okay. Any games coming up that you're looking forward to, either playing or seeing?
No, the Browns, kind of had that one. No, I think we both agreed that next week, week 16 is the bigger week. Nothing really stand out to me this week.
I think Chiefs and Ravens is going to be a good game. Well, because remember, he's got that 3-game streak. He's a pretty quiet owner. He's 8-5. He's got good offense, but he's leading the league in turnovers again. Chiefs is a solid, tough opponent. So curious to see how that's going to play out because I know him and Colts are jockeying for that position.
It's for sure a good test for him to even go into the next 2 games after that.
Let's see. Vikings and Niners, if Creasy plays, I think that'll be an interesting game.
That's the thing. Is Creasy going to play? Again, I feel like he plays to the level of his competition.
Yeah, he didn't. I know he missed his last game, but I know he said he had something going on. But I'm real curious to see. Tick likes to run that damn bunch. Creasy's got good user. I know him and Boone are battling for that spot, so I think that'll be a good game. Like you said, that's about it for week 15. Week 16, I know week 16 and 17 is a few good ones. Ravens and Packers again. Ravens, is kind of in do or die mode. He's in the middle of that gauntlet right there. Me and Redskins, could have a lot to do with determining the division. Too bad. I hope Jags plays his game against the Jets. I hope it's not true that he wants to shut it down. Yeah. I'd love to see that. Raiders Eagles. That's another one I'm definitely gonna be tuned into.
I agree.
A lot to do with the determining the NFC East in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then 17. Week 17. No. Week 17, the season's going out with a whimper. The playoffs pretty much probably set by then, and there, with the exception of maybe Ravens Browns. I don't know that any of these games will mean anything.
Okay. I don't know, man. I think again, this is it right here. This is these last couple weeks determine men amongst boys. Who basically how the playoffs shift and move forward. Who really wants it, who doesn't. Because again, 1 or 2 losses, you go from 2nd to 3rd. Maybe 6th, or maybe not even make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I lose a game or 2 games, somebody upset me. I'm gonna still make the playoffs, but I went from a 1 seed to a 4 or 5 seed or something like that. Something crazy.
So, you're right. Looking at the awards on the console, NFL Coach of the Year, Cletus is 1, Dre is 2, Raiders is 3, Eagles is 4. You're 5. See, now, it's funny because I wish I truly understood the math behind how they do some of these awards, because you're 11-2 and you're 5th for Coach of the Year at 11-2. And then you have, let's say, Eagles, for example, who's 4th above you at 10-4.
Yeah, I think it's based on the schedule, maybe points that they put up.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe strength of schedule.
Yeah, some type of points for or something like that.
Yeah. MVP, DeAndre Cox, Jets. I seen a little graphic today after his Buffalo game that he set the single season all-time touchdowns in the season. I think he's got 2,000 yards too. So, yeah, I think it's in the bag. Fisher Spires is 2. I don't think you're surprised there.
No. I mean, that's what them guys do. Like they build them up for them to dominate like that. So there's no surprise. I mean, Jets will probably have all the stats in the AFC, and Packers will probably have most of the top guys in the NFC. No surprise there.
Eagles quarterback Taylor Bergstrom is 3rd. Deshaun Kaiser is 4th. I don't know who Dante Allen is. He's on the Raiders, but I don't know who he is. Chris Warren 6, Leonard Hamilton, London Hamilton 7, Isaiah Crowell 8th, Tevin Coleman 9th. Does that surprise you that Tevin's up there?
Yeah, because I don't run the ball a lot, but he has been breaking.
That surprised you?
Yeah, because he's been breaking them. He breaks it, like he'll break a long one every game, but I don't really. Maybe I need to just start featuring him more. You know what I'm saying? But I'm so pass heavy.
Yeah.
I love throwing it out this man. I just love airing it out. So.
Dylan Tucker 10th. Let's see. Let's break down the NFC real quick. Yeah. Offensive Player of the Year. I will just do the top 3 in each category. Top 5 real quick. Offensive Player of the Year, Fisher Spires, Green Bay. Dylan Tucker for the Cardinals, which Champ doesn't play half his game, so he must be getting some computer love. Yeah. Chris Warren, number 3 from the Redskins. Taylor Bergstrom, the quarterback of the Eagles, 4. Tevin Coleman, 5. Hey, Coleman must be having a lot better season than you think, man.
Yeah, I guess he is.
He's coming up. So that's the top 5 for Offensive Player of the Year. Top 5 for Defensive Player of the Year. LaSalle McCluster, the Packers' super spammed out rookie.
Yeah.
Deion Jones, man. Number 2.
Yeah, Deion Jones is a beast, man. I let him just be great. Remember I told you, you just let your guys be great. If you got a superstar guy, let him be great. You use it a lesser of the evil.
That's the truth. Yeah. Travis Young, Jr., the linebacker for the Vikings. I know Creasy was on fire with that dude at the beginning of the season. He had one game where he had like 4 picks. Number 4, Dayon Buchanan from the Skins. So whether Wapsie or not, Buchanan is that dude. Like you said, just let him be him.
Let him be him.
5, Hassan Reddick from
Seahawks.
But I know that's Boone's.
That's Boone 100%. That's Boone 100%.
Yep. Top 5 Rookie of the Year. 1, Shamari Seastrunk, the running back for the Saints. 2, Paul Dre, the tight end for the Eagles. 3, Henry Pennington for the Redskins, and I know Redskins is featuring him hard. 4, Camille Redmond. I don't know who he is for the Cardinals. And 5, Gordon Gels from Tampa Bay. I'll tell you what, it's a shame Champ doesn't play these games because he has people in all these categories. He's got talent. Defensive Rookie of the Year for the NFC, LaSalle McCluster from Green Bay. Malcolm Styles from the Rams. Mason Suckup from the Giants. Spencer Dobbins, 4 from Green Bay. And 5 is Connor Beach. Best QB, Taylor Bergstrom, Philly. Chris Warren, Washington. Duncan Kreider, 49ers. Andrew Luck, Falcons. Wyatt Holloway, Senior, Giants.
Yeah. So, Ty, question from what's the process getting back in the league next year, and do you have to play with the same team? That was a question for you.
Are you? Is this somebody that's currently a team in the league?
I think so.
Well, the process is like basically when the league ends, whoever you are, you come back as them.
Yeah.
So
unless you trade, unless you switch with somebody, right?
Yeah. So you come back as that team. Now you can trade teams if you find a willing partner. Like if Gates wanted to be the Giants and I wanted to be the Falcons and we agreed to it, yeah, it happens. So as long as you're in the league and when the season ends, you're that team and you're in good standing, the expectation is you're coming back as that team. That's your team.
All right, cool.
Best running back, Fisher Spires, Dylan Tucker, Tevin Coleman, Jordan Howard, and Darius Jackson at 5. Wide receivers, Jesus Baggs, Terrell Price Sr., Marvin Foshi from Philly, Chris Godwin from Tampa, and Will Fuller.
Yeah.
Falcons. I'm not going to do best O lineman, best D lineman. Yeah. Daniil Hunter, Minnesota. Malik Mack, Philly. Olivier Vernon, Giants. Derek Barnett, Philly. J.J. Watt, the Cardinals. Telling you, Champ's got some people here, man.
Yeah.
Boy, hey, you know who you got that low-key, man, doesn't get a lot of props, but I looked him over, and he's number 6 on this list. Is your guy. What's his name? Leighton Kirk Hughes?
Oh, yeah. He just turned down my contracts. So I think free agency would be better.
Hey, man, is it just me, or when your dudes do that, do you feel some type of way? Because honestly, when dudes...
I wouldn't have built you up. I wouldn't have built them up if I didn't know he was going to do that.
Right? I feel like cursing at them, man. Ain't great.
Now I got a franchise tag him.
Yeah. And it kind of sucks because when you're not winning, they want to leave because you're not winning. When you are winning, they want to leave because they didn't get more money somewhere. You can't win. There's nothing in between.
Yeah. Now I got to play the money game. Yeah, man.
Offensive linebackers. Travis Young, Minnesota. LaSalle McCluster, Green Bay. Hassan Reddick, Seattle. Deion Buchanan, Washington. Deion Jones, Atlanta. Best DB. Charles Powers, Giants. Frederick Potter, Vikings. Kevin King, Packers. Eli Apple, Giants. Demarius Randall, Packers. Kickers. Max Went, Green Bay. I'm not going to do kickers. Let's look at the AFC side real quick. Offensive Player of the Year, DeAndre Cox, Jets. Dante Allen, Raiders. I'm curious who the hell Allen is. He must be a running back. Dante Allen, Raiders. London Hamilton, Jags. Deshaun Kaiser, Cleveland. Joe Mixon, Pats. Defensive Player of the Year, Khalil Hartzell, Cleveland. Emmanuel Ogba, Cleveland. Rayshawn Rainey, Jets. Myles Garrett, Cleveland. Ha Clinton Dix, Cleveland. Told you, man. Cleveland's defense, man. Think about it, man. This dude's got 4 dudes of the top 5 defensive players of the year.
He did it last year. He had all the stats last year. Like, there's no concern on the AFC side.
Yeah. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Dante Allen, Raiders.
Yeah, he's the running back. He's the running back for them.
Gotcha. Antonio McKenzie, Buffalo. Eric Whitfield, New York Jets. DeJuan Brazell, San Diego. And C.J. Trump, Jets. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Dylan Wrightster, Chiefs. Judah Perkins, Cleveland. Curry McNutt, Baltimore. Felix Hughes, Jacksonville. Colum McBean, Cleveland. Yeah, Cleveland's got some people up here. Best QB, Deshaun Kaiser, Cleveland. Stephen McLaughlin, Jets. London Hamilton, Jags. Derek Carr, Raiders. Patrick Mahomes, 2 Chiefs. Best running back, DeAndre Cox, Jets. Dante Allen, Raiders. Isaiah Crowell, Cleveland. Joe Mixon, New England. And Leonard Fournette, Jags. Best wideouts, Corey Coleman, Cleveland. Antonio McKenzie, Buffalo. Adrian Stanton, Houston. Sammy Watkins, Buffalo. Brandon Cooks, New England. I'm not going to do O-line. Best D-line, Emmanuel Ogba, Cleveland. Myles Garrett, Cleveland. Khalil Mack, Raiders. Reggie Ragland, Cleveland, and Jarrell Casey, Titans. Hey, do me a favor while I'm looking up the rest of these. Hey, can you tell me if Khalil Mack's hurt?
Yeah.
Best linebacker, Kevin Phillip, Kansas City. Raekwon McMillan, the Jets. Dylan Reister, Kansas City. Kevin Kempfert, Jaguars. Eli Harrell, Titans. Best DBs, Khalil Hartzell, Cleveland. Rayshawn Rainey, Jets. Ha Clinton Dix, Cleveland. Jamal Adams, Jets. Devin McCarthy, Jets. Not doing best kicker.
Yeah. To answer your question, yeah, Khalil Mack is her 5 weeks.
I know it. Yeah, when he was like, "Oh, well, Mack back."
Yeah.
How do you think that affects Oakland?
He lost a guaranteed sack.
Well, but if you think about it, right? There's 2 more games left in the season.
Yeah, I'm just saying that Khalil Mack guaranteed sacks. You know what I'm saying? So he lost that. Like, I don't know who can step it up to guarantee them sacks, to fill that void of sacks, or just tackling that high. Where, it was just a guy on the field you have to worry about as far as position wise. Now it's like a consistent hole. You kind of got to look over to the left. You got to look over. Because if he starts, with Khalil there, you couldn't run to that left side of the field or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like I'm running over there until he puts somebody better. If he has somebody else who can fill that void, I think that's a biggest hole in his defense.
So any names or any themes or trends stand out to you for the AFC and NFC side in terms of the awards?
No, the same. I think Cox and Inspires. They'll be the top 2. I think unless Cleveland can sneak somebody in there.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that stands out for me. Like you said, Cletus typically has a lot of people up there. My big takeaway is Cleveland's dominance, especially on the defensive side. Even over the Jets in terms of how many people he's got up there for them defensive awards.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's number 1 D. I mean, I kind of see it on display today when he played Green Bay.
Yeah.
Who's that one dude on your team that if he got hurt, you think presents a "oh shit" moment for you?
Andrew Luck.
Yeah. Who's your backup?
Some guy, some random, some guy that some guy just fill the cap space. That was it. Yeah, let me end this episode, man. I gotta jump on this meeting here.
You got it, man.
I know you asked me a question about upgrading players and how to do that, what positions and what ratings. I think I'll jump in and I'll answer that during the midweek episode.
That'll work.
I think we've been rocking out. It's been good to get this rust off and things like that for this episode. But any closing remarks?
No, man. Just looking forward to these next week or two to see how everything shakes out, man. It's going to be some exciting finishes that I'm excited to see. Excited to see the Ravens Colts, how that plays out. Excited to see how the NFC East plays out. Excited to see how the NFC West plays out.
Yeah.
I'm also excited to see how the race for number one shakes down between Oakland and New York. So that's
Cleveland's right there. So Dre went out and forced them to win out. And you let them figure it out. So man, I agree. So again, appreciate you, Ty, for co-hosting this thing. Feels good to be back, man. To do the other one in the midweek, and I'm working on a better presentation for the overall show. Other than that, man, that's all I had, man. Good luck for everybody in the rest of the season. Looking forward to the playoffs. So
likewise.
Definitely, man. Marc Gates, Ty, Owner's Box, signing off. Peace.
Late.